Over 17 million people die every year from heart disease. Many of them could still be alive if they had made simple yet powerful changes. Living with heart disease doesn't mean accepting a short life. In many cultures, especially in Chinese medicine, longevity and illness are not opposites. They can coexist as long as you know how to live. While the modern world chases quick fixes, ancient practices remain effective, subtle, and accessible. Practices that strengthen the heart without demanding extreme effort. Habits that honor the body, cultivate internal energy, and quietly extend life. Today, you'll learn these principles. And it all begins now. If this content is helpful to you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you love. What Chinese medicine teaches about living with heart disease. In Chinese medicine, the heart is far more than an organ that pumps blood. It's considered the center of emotion, mental clarity, and the vital force that sustains the body. According to this ancient tradition, the heart governs the spirit, and its health is directly tied to how we live, feel, and nourish ourselves. Unlike the Western approach, which focuses almost exclusively on physical symptoms and medication, the Eastern perspective seeks out the subtle causes of imbalance. When the heart becomes ill, the problem rarely starts in the organ itself. It's often a reflection of depleted life energy, accumulated internal tension, or poor circulation that has developed gradually over time. Among the factors most associated with a weakened heart, Chinese medicine highlights the energy loss caused by chronic stress, the inner agitation triggered by repressed emotions like anger and frustration, and the obstruction of blood flow due to inactivity, poor diet, and a sedentary lifestyle. A heart under emotional pressure or without space to recover begins to deteriorate silently until it shows up as arrhythmias, high blood pressure, or chest pain. Traditional wisdom teaches that heart health depends on 3 pillars: smooth circulation, a calm mind, and balanced internal warmth. This means that living longer with heart disease requires more than just medication. It requires restoring the inner environment, cultivating calm, nourishing the blood with living foods, breathing consciously, sleeping deeply, and avoiding excess. Whatever promotes flow supports the heart. In practice, longevity is not luck, it's a daily construction. Chinese medicine doesn't promise miracles, but it offers a path, and those who follow that path, even with a heart condition, can live longer and live better. Essential foods for a strong heart and long life. In Chinese medicine, food is seen as a form of daily medicine. What you place on your plate not only nourishes the physical body, but also directly influences blood circulation, vital energy, and emotional balance, 3 essential pillars for those living with heart disease. To protect the heart and promote longevity, Eastern tradition encourages the consumption of foods that gently warm the body, strengthen the blood, and keep energy flowing steadily. This is not about restrictive diets or passing trends, but about eating in a way that respects the body's natural cycles and rhythms. Cooked and gently warmed foods are prioritized because they warm the body's core without burdening digestion. Seeds, such as walnuts, sesame, and Brazil nuts, are especially valued because they deeply nourish the heart's yin, the aspect associated with rest, recovery, and emotional stability. Root vegetables like carrots, yams, and beets help tone the blood, improving oxygen delivery and tissue vitality. Dark leafy greens such as spinach and kale are considered natural remedies because they support liver detoxification, a process closely linked to emotional regulation and heart health in Chinese medical theory. Whole grains like brown rice and oats provide steady energy, stabilize blood sugar, and ease the heart's workload. Medicinal teas are also highlighted. Jasmine tea, for example, calms the mind and promotes relaxation, while dried tangerine peel tea supports digestion and helps move stagnant energy. Mindful eating, practiced regularly and in moderation, is also part of treatment. Chinese medicine teaches that excess, even of healthy foods, leads to imbalance. The key lies in rhythm, quality, and harmony between ingredients. Instead of focusing solely on restrictions, this approach invites a deeper connection with the act of eating as an expression of care and balance. For those living with heart disease, every meal can be a chance to restore, warm, and strengthen life from within. Daily movements that stimulate the heart without straining it. In Chinese medicine, movement is one of the most powerful ways to preserve heart health, but it must be gentle, consistent, and respectful of the body's limits. This is not about intense workouts or exhausting routines. It's about moving energy, unlocking circulation, and creating harmony between body and mind. According to this tradition, the heart depends on the free flow of energy, and stagnation, whether physical or emotional, can worsen the symptoms of heart disease. That's why practices like Qigong and Tai Chi are highly recommended. These forms of movement combine deep breathing with slow, coordinated gestures that activate circulation without putting strain on the body. These practices don't require muscular strength, equipment, or speed. They focus on mobility, body awareness, and inner calm, creating a more favorable physiological environment for the heart. Deep, guided, and conscious breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch that lowers heart rate, stabilizes blood pressure, and reduces stress levels. Daily walks, preferably in natural settings, are also recommended. Walking outdoors, whether in silence or listening to natural sounds, helps align the body with external rhythms and allows the mind to slow down. This type of movement reduces anxiety, improves oxygenation, and encourages the heart to function more efficiently. Circular arm movements, gentle stretches, and intentional breathing pauses throughout the day are also part of traditional Eastern therapeutic practice. These actions help prevent stiffness, relieve tension, and maintain the body in a state of healthy alertness. In the Chinese view, those who move with lightness live with greater balance. The heart suffers when it's burdened by excessive effort or complete stillness. But when it is gently and wisely stimulated, it gains time, and you gain life. How your emotions are either harming or healing your heart. In Chinese medicine, the heart is known as the palace of the spirit. It is directly connected to emotions, mental clarity, and inner stability. When the heart is in balance, the mind is calm, thoughts are clear, and sleep is restful. When out of balance, symptoms such as anxiety, insomnia, irritability, and even physical signs like palpitations and chest pain may emerge. This view goes beyond metaphor. It recognizes that unexpressed emotions such as anger, deep sorrow, chronic fear, or accumulated frustration directly impact heart function. The heart, in this context, doesn't suffer only because of diet or genetics, but also because of how we feel and cope with life. Anger, for instance, is associated with the liver, but in excess, it generates heat that rises to the heart, causing agitation, high blood pressure, and emotional disturbances. Chronic fear weakens the kidneys but also affects the heart by undermining the vital energy foundation that sustains the body. Prolonged sadness cools the system, slows circulation, and weakens the emotional core. That's why learning to regulate emotions is essential for living longer with heart disease. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means recognizing, honoring, and releasing them in healthy ways. Practices like silence, meditation, and deep conversations with trusted people can transform inner tension into healing. It's also important to create moments of genuine joy. In Chinese medicine, moderate joy is considered the heart's natural emotional state. Honest laughter, mindful gratitude, and simple moments of beauty, like watching the sunset, listening to calming music, or caring for a plant, are small acts that soothe the heart from within. Emotional regulation is not a luxury. It's a protective measure for the organ that carries our life force. And even when heart disease is already present, cultivating inner peace can be the factor that keeps the heart beating for many more years. Sleep and the heart, the Chinese secret to nighttime regeneration. In Chinese medicine, sleep is not merely a time of rest. It is an active process of regenerating the heart, the blood, and vital energy. During the night, especially between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., the body performs essential functions of cleansing, rebuilding, and balancing. When this cycle is interrupted or disregarded, the heart suffers silently. Eastern wisdom teaches that the heart needs silence and darkness to regain its strength. Going to bed late, with lights on, technological distractions, or an overactive mind impairs sleep quality and prevents the body from entering a deep state of repair. Insomnia or restless sleep, from this perspective, are clear signs of a heart out of balance. It's common for people with heart conditions to experience difficulty sleeping. This may be related to mental agitation, accumulated anxiety, or evening habits that disrupt the body's natural rhythm. Chinese medicine recommends going to bed around 9:30 or 10 p.m., allowing the heart to slow down before its peak regeneration window begins. Creating a nighttime ritual can turn sleep into a true form of therapy. A warm cup of chamomile or dried jujube tea, slow and mindful breathing, dim lighting, and gradually disconnecting from screens help the nervous system enter rest mode. Warm foot baths before bed are also recommended to draw excess energy down from the head and promote sleep. Avoiding arguments, stressful news, or heavy meals at night is part of this care. When the heart is agitated, it carries that tension into the night, and sleep becomes light, fragmented, or non-existent. Good sleep is medicine. For those with heart disease, it is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to gain more time and better quality of life. It is during sleep that the heart finds a chance to recover in silence, far from the pressures of the outside world. The mistakes that are shortening the lives of people with heart disease. Many people living with heart disease follow their medical treatments correctly, take their medications on time, and get regular checks. Yet, they still feel weak, experience recurring symptoms, or sense that their health isn't progressing. The reason may lie in silent mistakes, daily habits that seem harmless but gradually wear down the heart. One of the most common mistakes is excessive worrying. Living in a constant state of alertness, trying to control everything or anticipating problems, keeps the body in a state of chronic tension. This accelerates the heartbeat, raises blood pressure, and drains energy that should be used for healing. The heart needs emotional stability to function properly. Too much worry is like an invisible hammer striking it every day. Another dangerous habit is disguised sedentary behavior. Many people believe they're active simply because they're on their feet, walking around the house or doing chores. But this doesn't replace intentional movement, which activates circulation in a balanced way. A lack of mindful mobility leads to blood stagnation, one of the main causes of pain and heart weakening, according to Chinese medicine. Ignoring fatigue is another serious mistake. The body sends clear signals of exhaustion that are often dismissed. Forcing yourself to keep going, even when your body is calling for rest, is a way of violating your internal rhythm. This accumulated disregard weakens vital energy, disrupts sleep, and can worsen heart conditions even when medical tests appear normal. Rushed eating, especially in front of screens or during arguments, is also extremely harmful. Even if the food is healthy, eating without mindfulness, chewing poorly, or doing so under emotional stress compromises digestion. In Chinese medicine, this creates internal heat, one of the key factors in heart imbalance. Finally, there's the mistake of isolation. Many older adults with heart disease withdraw from others, believing that rest is all they need. But loneliness, especially when it's not chosen, weakens the spirit, diminishes joy, and lowers quality of life. Healthy relationships, calm conversations, and emotional bonds are just as important as medication. Correcting these behaviors doesn't require drastic changes. It requires awareness, presence, and small daily decisions. These are the adjustments that help the heart breathe easier and find new ways to keep beating. In Chinese medicine, longevity is not a stroke of luck. It is built through small details, repeated with intention over time. A long life doesn't come from sporadic effort, but from the sum of simple, consistent gestures aligned with the body's natural rhythm. One of the most respected guidelines in Chinese medicine is to start the day slowly. Waking up gently, stretching, breathing deeply, and allowing the body to wake up from within is a habit that strengthens the heart and sets the rhythm for the entire day. Rushing first thing in the morning creates a tension that follows the body until nightfall. Eating regularly and with attention is also part of the path to a longer life. It's not only about what you eat, but how you eat. Chewing well, eating in silence, or with calm company, and avoiding distractions are habits that support digestion and provide clean energy for the heart to function without strain. Another essential pillar is maintaining a stable sleep routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day creates a strong foundation for the body's regeneration. Chinese medicine values sleep before midnight as a sacred window for the heart to restore itself. Deep breathing, even for just a few minutes a day, is considered one of the most powerful longevity practices. Breathing through the nose with a relaxed abdomen calms the nervous system and activates the flow of vital energy. Practicing this type of breathing upon waking or before sleeping has cumulative effects on cardiovascular health. Part of longevity also includes keeping the heart light. Small moments of contemplation, genuine laughter, daily gratitude, and contact with nature reduce the internal pressure that overwhelms the body. Chinese medicine teaches that a joyful spirit strengthens the body, and that living well is just as important as living long. When practiced consistently, these habits create an internal environment where illness has less room to thrive. Even with a weakened heart, it's possible to live with stability, dignity, and presence. The secret lies in treating each day as a silent investment in your own life. Living with heart disease may at first seem like a limitation, but with the right care, it becomes an opportunity to transform how you live. Chinese medicine shows us that the heart is not just an organ, it is the center of our vital energy, our joy, and our capacity to connect with life. By approaching food with intention, honoring the body's natural rhythms, moving with awareness, and cultivating emotional serenity, you can not only reduce symptoms but extend both the time and the quality of the years still ahead. Longevity does not reside in a single medicine, but in the quiet set of choices we make every day. No matter your age or diagnosis, there is always room for adjustment, for small changes that restore the flow of life within you. The secret is to begin with gentleness, with consistency, with wisdom. If this content brought you clarity or hope, like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear these words, and subscribe to the channel for more guidance that respects your body and your story. Your heart may be unwell, but your life can still be full and long.